Right, here you go, folks. Hello and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. It is Saturday, December 31st, 2016, the final day of the year. Can you believe it? I'm Reynolds Wolf, by the way.
I'm ready for it. I'm meteorologist Liana Brackett in this morning for Kelly Cass, joined as well by Dr. Greg Postel.
Yeah, you know, we got all kinds of changes. We got rain in the south, a little snow in the north, and a bunch of mix in between with some ice across the upper Midwest on Monday. Be careful of that.
Yeah, it's the south. Although I got to tell you, Anna, I think the biggest thing is going to be heavy rain, especially for parts of the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have all that warm energy. I mean, some thunderstorms possibly popping up. But then let's head to northeast. We have that light snow drifting over, and with that low pressure system, and it'll be impacting New York, parts of Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire.
Absolutely.
All the way up there.
Take a look at this icon. This champagne bottle popping up, and well, look what's popping down. Rain, sleet, and snow for the Four Corners. Crazy times.
And then, I mean, look at that. West Coast, Los Angeles. I mean, that's not really how you want to spend your New Year's Eve in LA. But, you know, hey, they need it. They've had lots of heavy droughts.
You know, the one thing with the weather, though, not all of it has been worth celebrating. Some of it has been fraught with tragedy.
Thanks so much, Scott. So very unfortunate news. And let's take a look at the weather right now. So here we have live radar, some snow just brushing the very far northern parts of the country. But notice Cleveland still at 35, 36 in Chatham, and 33 in Erie. Now, if we zoom out here, we can actually see this weak clipper that's actually going to be bringing in the next shot of snow right behind this warm front. And that will continue through this morning. So now let's take a look at what's happening in the future. Here we go. So starting 9 a.m. right now, as we get through this afternoon, watch as that snow continues to develop. It starts dropping off over Green Bay, Detroit, and then we really see it kick into full force right over New York and further into New England. We'll see that continue through Sunday morning, and then it'll drizzle off and kind of break up a bit by 5 a.m. Sunday. Reynolds? Kind of take it closer to home and talk about tonight. So this is your New Year's Eve forecast for St. Louis tonight. You start off with some sunshine, staying clear all the way through midnight, but notice those temperatures. We were right around 50 degrees, right? We saw in that webcam image, but now we're going to be seeing the temperatures drop down to 30 degrees as we get closer to midnight and a little bit beyond, starting tomorrow morning. So here's a look at today across the area. Notice in the northern plains, you're just getting brushed up with some snow, but otherwise, very clear skies, mostly a little bit cloudy skies as well. 46 in Wichita, 51 in St. Louis. Chicago, you're sitting at 38 degrees, just getting clipped by that little bit of snow just a little bit further north. And Lexington sitting at 42 degrees with some rain as well. Now, once midnight rolls around, look how that clears up. Almost completely clear, except a little bit further north of Minneapolis, you'll be seeing some snow. But other than that, I mean, this is a perfect way to end out 2016. A little bit on the drier side, a little bit more on the milder side. Getting into New Year's Day, here's a look. Sunshine develops across Minneapolis, Chicago, Cleveland, St. Louis. I mean, look how much sunshine. And then snow develops over Bismarck with temperatures back into the mid-teens. And for Chicago, let's go ahead and get back into you for your New Year's Eve forecast. Cloudy skies all the way through the night. And 25 degrees would be right around midnight, so if you're heading outside, bundle up because it's going to be very brisk, especially with those clouds sticking around. That's through tonight. Reynolds? So removing snow and ice from your driveway in winter can be time-consuming, and an icy car makes things even worse. But there are ways to make snow and ice removal much easier. Meteorologist Mark Elliott gives us some tips. All right, we're waking up at Boston, courtesy of EarthCam. Boston's looking beautiful. I mean, just a little bit of cloudy skies, but that sun is coming in, and it feels like 19 degrees, even though that temperature is right at 27. So we'll have heavy winds and rain move in late this evening. Now, Boston's a great city for comedy, and tonight is no exception. The one and only Jim Jeffries is ending the year off right at Wilbur Theater. So let's jump into your regional forecast. So here we go. We start off with those cloudy skies in the afternoon and evening, but then watch as we get closer to midnight, we'll see those showers really kick in, and that's for Boston. And we'll see those temperatures kind of warm up once the rain really swings in. Now, right now, here's a look at the snow that's developing. Here we see temperatures 32 in New York, 31 in Philadelphia, and 31 in D.C. A little bit of clearer skies, but watch as we get through midday today, we'll actually see the rain kind of kick in, more clouds making their way. These are your midday highs. 39 in Buffalo with some rain in the afternoon, and afternoon rain for Pittsburgh as well, sitting at 43 degrees. Getting closer to midnight though, notice all that rain and snow spreading eastward, and even more snow up in Maine. Man, we're going to see a lot of rain and snow. In Boston, you're sitting at 41 degrees with that rain, 34 in Buffalo, and New York, York, if you're planning on heading out there, it's going to stay cloudy but dry, but sitting at 43 degrees. So it won't be completely freezing, but you'll still want to be bundled up pretty much. And as we get into the rest of your New Year's Eve forecast for tonight for Philadelphia, cloudy skies, maybe a peak of sun earlier in the day, and then temperatures rounding out in the lower to mid 40s actually. Nice way to ring in the new year. 20s right now. So here's a look at New Year's Eve up in Seattle. It's going to be a rare event because we're actually expecting snow. And this hasn't happened in many, many years. Let's take a look. So the last time we've had any measurable snow on New Year's Eve was back in 1968. On New Year's Day, it's an even older record back in 1950. And we're forecasting about 1 to 3 inches right here for tonight and really into tomorrow. So mainly that you'll see the best chance for snow really developing later in the evening, closer to midnight actually. So that's when we'll start seeing that changeover from rain to snow, because check out that temperature. Today's high will be right around 41 degrees. So you won't be seeing any snow until late tonight. So today across the region, we're seeing that snow rain mix a little bit further across the northwest, some rain over LA. So if you're planning on having a nice sunny New Year's Eve in Los Angeles, you're not going to be seeing that, unfortunately. Four Corners, you're also seeing a wintry mix of snow, rain, and possibly even lots of ice, possibly. And here's a look at California. We're seeing the nice upper level low that's rotating. We're seeing some showers potting up, and there's those showers over LA and San Diego. And we do have winter weather advisories and warnings in effect right now. So the Grapevine might see some snow. Big Bear, you might see some snow, but just good news for all you snowboarders and skiers. Julian, that's actually a really good spot if you ever been down there. They have fantastic apple pies, but you actually see some snow. So all this, these are mountains right there, and then you'll see the coastal valleys right a little bit on along the immediate coast. And here is a look at the snowfall total forecast, about 1 to 5 inches for the most part.